Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got some interesting topics to go over, and we're gonna start this video with Derek Lunsford, who just posted this little training video. It really isn't much, but Derek is basically the only guy that can really challenge Samson Dauda for this Arnold Classic in 6 weeks from now, and he's not showing too much of his physique. But we have to talk about him because we gotta talk about what he can do at this Arnold Classic in order to potentially beat, or let's say just push, the reigning Mr. Olympia Samson Dauda. And in this video it kinda looks like Derek is starting to look a little bit harder compared to what he used to look like, I think 2 weeks ago when this photo was posted. So when I saw this photo, this was like the 8 weeks out of the Arnold Classic, I was like, yeah, he's not exactly super hard, super dry, super conditioned, but I think this is a good thing because usually Derek would be ahead with his condition. Usually in the prep for the Mr. Olympia, he would be probably the most conditioned guy out of all the other potential Mr. Olympia winners. I mean, compared to Hari and Samson. This time around, it seems like it's a little bit different, and I like this because the way I see it, the best thing Derek can do against Samson is try to match him with fullness and size and conditioning from the front and beat him with conditioning and development from the back. So if he was again ahead with conditioning, I would be worried that he might come in too flat. Not flat in terms of glycogen depleted, but in terms of losing tissue, losing fullness. I think that's probably what happened last year at a 2024 Mr. Olympia. I think he over-dieted, lost too much size and fullness, especially in the legs. And then I'm guessing he probably tried to remedy that with glycogen loading heavily, which backfired because he was soft. It looked like he was spilled over, but he still didn't have the size and the fullness that he had the year before, especially the legs. Upper body was okay, especially the back. It was maybe even bigger, but the legs, he lost the legs, probably due to too long of a caloric deficit and probably a lot of cardio. I don't know exactly what he did, but I like the fact that now he seems to be staying fuller, bigger, and he doesn't have to do too much to get conditioned. I don't think conditioning was ever an issue for Derek, but the fullness can definitely be a problem. And again, we haven't really seen a proper physique update from Derek recently, but based on this video, it seems like he's staying bigger and fuller than usual. So if he just nails the conditioning in the final 6 weeks or so, and he gets just conditioned enough, which will most likely be more conditioned than Samson from behind, and if his conditioning from the front is matching, he's still not going to have the size and the symmetry and the shape of Samson and the completeness, I would have to say. But even though the chances definitely are in Samson's favor, I think that's what Derek needs to do to give Samson a run for his money. Actually make it a proper battle. I think that's what's going to happen. It seems like that. But yeah, in the end, I do think Samson is still going to win. But you never know, guys. Maybe Samson will fail with the peak week. Stuff like that happens. And maybe Derek really brings his absolute best of all time. Maybe Krizo knows some sort of magic that Han Rambo doesn't know. I doubt that, but maybe Derek is going to be at his absolute biggest, fullest, with good conditioning, especially from behind. Maybe, just maybe, it's going to be enough. And Derek also now has a posing coach. That's definitely a plus. And a trainer as well. So there is a lot of things Derek is doing right now that he wasn't doing before. Maybe we're going to see something completely new from Derek. I think right now he's in a good spot physically. I hope mentally as well. And I hope we're going to actually have a proper battle to watch at the Arnold Classic. What do you guys think? Alright, the next physique update that we got is from Krizo at around 17 weeks out of the New York Pro. And in my previous video, I actually talked about all the guys who are doing the New York Pro, and I totally forgot to mention Krizo, and he's, in my opinion, definitely one of the potential favorites. I think Krizo can surprise a lot of people if he actually brings his absolute best, and now he also has a trainer. He's gonna go to the US at one point and be trained by one of the top trainers in the IFBB. And also he has a posing coach, a new posing coach. I can't tell you who it is. They're still waiting to announce that, but they're working. I know that for a fact. So I think Krizo is also going to be his absolute best, his best ever this year at the New York Pro. And this is what he looks like right now, comparing this to what he looked like only like 4 months ago or so. I mean, the transformation here is insane. I remember seeing this and I was like, wow, he didn't lose too much size, even though he's injured and unable to train and he wasn't taking anything, stuff like that. I was like, wow, he's actually holding on to a decent amount of muscle. But man, I'm looking at this and I'm comparing it to what he looks like right now. And it's a huge difference. I mean, that's muscle memory, I guess. If you go off and you stop training for a while, you don't eat too much, you'll lose a lot of volume, you lose the hardness, you lose the fullness, but once you go back to it, you get it back as quickly as you lost it. So as you can see, he's back, and I think he probably is going to end up looking better than ever, because he refreshed his body, he took some rest, now his body is fresh, and his mind is also probably in a good spot, because now he probably, all he wants right now is to bodybuild. So I'm honestly expecting to see the best Krizo we have seen so far, and at this point he does look very good. As you can see, the size is there, the conditioning is there, 17 weeks out. But do you guys think he can actually challenge guys like Blessing Avodibu, Regan Grimes, Nick Walker? I don't know, but I think it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. I can't wait to see him against all those guys. That's going to be interesting to see them all in one lineup. I think there is a possibility for Krizo to surprise and maybe even win the show. What he needs to do at this point to bring his absolute best to the stage is try and improve the size of the glutes. I know how silly it sounds, but with the glutes so small, the whole physique looks off. So that's one thing he can, well, at least try to make them progress a little bit. And then other than that, of course, bring the conditioning, which he knows how to do, and improve presentation and posing. If he fixes those 3 things at least a little bit, man, I think anything is possible. But one thing is for sure, it's going to be so fun seeing him up there with those guys at the New York Pro stage. Alright, and the final thing we got is something, well, not necessarily related to IFBB Pro League, but it is related to bodybuilding. And this is not breaking news, I just saw it, but I wanted to give you guys my 2 cents, especially because I saw the comments of this post. So, this guy, I'm not sure what his name is, his Instagram handle is T-Nutrition Fitness. He exposed basically this bodybuilder. You guys probably remember this natural show over in Canada, and this guy in the middle right here won the show, and it was very obvious that he wasn't natural. And apparently after a while, the guy who placed second received a trophy, and officially now he is the winner. What does that mean? Of course, it means that the number 1 guy who won failed the doping test. And basically this guy that made this short video was like, he needs to be exposed, he needs to be publicly shamed, and the comments are honestly what surprised me. So, as you can see, the first comment says, publicly humiliate him, he was just a better bodybuilder, lol. I don't know if this guy's serious, but that's what his comment is. The next guy says, that's too far, lol, it's never that deep. Calling for public humiliation is childish. Your content has really gone downhill this past year. The next guy says, he destroyed that competition. No one cares about the second guy. And guys, here's the thing. Like, I don't know if you knew, but I was banned from the European IFBB Federation because that federation is drug tested. It's not a natural federation. Everybody is on something. Because there are some really good bodybuilders in that federation. And basically, as of lately, whoever wins, they test them and they all fail, basically. Only like Bikini and some other female fitness competitors pass the test, and maybe like the bodybuilders from the lightest categories, but basically everybody else keeps failing and they're losing competitors. That's happening. So the IFBB, the European IFBB, doesn't care if the athletes are on something or not. They want them to look their absolute best and pass the test if possible. Having the tests in means they're going to be funded by the World Anti-Doping Agency. If there wasn't for that, nobody would compete over there. This way we can earn a lot of money. I was earning money when I was there before I failed the test. But it's silly, guys. I mean, everybody's on something and they're just waiting for them to place first and to be banned. In 2023, I actually won the European Championships and I failed the test, and later they gave it to another guy who placed second, and he was on stuff as well. I know him, we talked about everything, and that's how it works. A lot of guys from Serbia as well placed second or third, and the other top two or one guy failed, and now they are the winner. And they're being paid as the winners of European Championships or World Championships. That's how it works. That's the drug-tested competition. This was a natural competition. There is a huge difference. Everybody here is supposed to be natural. This is a separate show that is created only for natural bodybuilders. There is nothing you can gain from it other than winning a trophy. And this guy, this freak right here, showed up at this show, drugged out of his mind, and destroyed everybody. This is not cool. This is not, I definitely don't respect this. I don't support this. You can't say nobody cares who is the second place. He was the best and he won. Now this guy is calling for public humiliation. I don't know if I agree with that, but really, how humiliated can he be simply because he showed up at a bodybuilding show without being natural? It's not like the worst thing ever, but he needs to be exposed. This kind of stuff should not be happening. It's silly. Like, yeah, the other guy that placed second received a trophy afterwards, but does it matter? Not really. You win on that day or you lose on that day, and he lost on that day. He didn't receive the trophy on the stage. It doesn't matter if you get it later. So he lost the show. I mean, officially no, but on that day he lost it, and it definitely wasn't fair. I definitely don't agree with the comments here that it doesn't matter whether you're on or off. If it is a natural show, guys, do not enter. If you're on something, that show is separated for the naturals, so let them have their fun. Don't ruin things like this. What this guy did was horrible, if you ask me, but now he's exposed. He won't be doing this kind of stuff anymore. At least they stop him, and I hope it's not gonna happen again, something like this, but it probably will. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, guys, tell me what do you think down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, stay tuned to this channel, subscribe. If you want to show me some love, some support, go to the Hostile Supplements. There is the link down below in the description of this video. Use the code EVEN10 for a 10% discount. You can buy protein powder, creatine powder, pre-workout, a lot of really good stuff, high quality stuff, and with my discount it's not that expensive as well. So if you want to support me, you can do that. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, all the best, and bye bye.